Welcome to the Savvy Ventures Show, connecting you with noteworthy industry changemakers, movers, shakers, and innovators from around the world. From CEOs, executives, and other titans of industry to entrepreneurs, inventors, professional athletes, authors, chefs, and other thought leaders. You'll hear from power players across industries, here to inform, enlighten, and entertain. All of this, plus travel and shopping, hot picks, and so much more. And now, here's your host, Merilee Kern.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Savvy Ventures, where we connect with titans of industry, celebrities, artists, and a wide array of thought leaders, and also showcase amazing travel destinations and hot product picks. I'm Merilee Kern, and today's show is another great one. Coming up, we'll be connecting with former NBA pro Jonathan Bender, who's now making waves in the business world as a medtech entrepreneur. And we'll also be chatting with Julie Laughton, who's the CEO of Coastal Orange County's top luxury custom home builder. There's a great show ahead for you guys, so let's get to it. With us now is retired pro athlete turned successful medtech entrepreneur, Jonathan Bender, who played in the NBA for both the Indiana Pacers and the New York Knicks. Now known as the Courtside CEO, Jonathan is here to tell us about his current endeavors and his overarching blueprint for overcoming setbacks to achieve success. Hi, Jonathan. Welcome to the show.
Hello, Merilee. Thanks for having me.
So first, I know you're the CEO of a company called Solo Prehab. So tell us about that endeavor, including what exactly the company does.
So the company was birthed based around some issues that I had with my knee. When I was playing basketball, I had knee problems, and I'm totally bone on bone now. And worked with some of the best doctors on this planet and learned a lot of different techniques on how to unload that pressure. And I took those techniques and formed a company called Solo Prehab. Solo meaning you're going to have to do it yourself, singular. And then prehab meaning you need to do the work before you need rehab, sort of prehab. So I kind of focus on not really working out, but more of rehab mixed with working out to avoid injury.
Okay, so this is something folks can do if they're having problems and maybe they haven't yet gone to a doctor. They're thinking about it, but they're in pain. So
both. So we deal with individuals that have had knee replacements, people who have bone on bone issues, arthritic issues, rheumatoid arthritis, and they just don't want to go down the normal route of having surgery. They want to know what they can do to prevent this from happening. And obviously strengthening the body, strengthening the areas around that knee problem is one of the main details. So we have products and we have video series and things like that help, things that gives them solutions that they can do at home, right? To help them avoid surgery.
Is this just for knee problems, or are there other joints that it addresses?
Well, our flagship is based around knee issues, but we do deal with back and sciatic issues as well. And we end up dealing with a little bit of hip. It all kind of lines up when it comes down to knee problems.
So it was crazy. I recently saw a pretty staggering statistic from an orthopedic joint replacement related market research report that the orthopedic joint replacement market is expected to reach $35.8 billion by 2030. And that's just the replacement sector. So it doesn't take into account other interventions like therapies or over-the-counter devices, medications. Does it seem to you that joint pain is just increasingly becoming more prevalent in society?
Yeah, I think it is, and people are looking for a quick fix. I think there's not a lot of research or effort put into preventing that from happening. And I think for all the white coats, all the doctors, people don't understand that the doctor's not really a PT. He's not a physical therapist. They don't know. They're not going to be the specialists around muscle engagement. They look at an X-ray, look at an MRI, tell you it's broken, and tell you it needs replacement or surgery. And, unfortunately, a lot of people don't really look into, things that, natural ways or, being able to, kind of go around that and do everything you can to prevent that, right? They just go straight to it. Hey, this is what he said I need, pay whatever, get it replaced. Now, after it's replaced, now you go and start doing all the things that you should have did beforehand, right? So my thing is to, try everything and exert every opportunity available to you to prevent that replacement or prevent someone from cutting on you at all costs.
So that was actually my next question. So your intervention can actually heal something at least well enough that you might be able to avoid surgery altogether?
Well, I wouldn't say heal, because you can't heal, cartilage. Once cartilage is gone, it's not coming back. But what you can do, there's secondary muscles and things of that nature that can keep the pressure off of that area. But you have to now be involved from an effort standpoint. And most people don't like to give effort, especially consistently. They'll go to therapy for 6 weeks. But when I tell you, you have to change your whole way of thinking and change your entire way that you operate your life and implement these different programs on a weekly basis for the rest of your life, that becomes a different type of commitment. Now, the question is, are you willing to do that to avoid replacement or avoid going under the knife and things of that nature, right? So that's where the real question is. Are you committed, or are you willing to do the extra and go the extra mile, basically?
And I imagine, both relative to the products and even the videos on your site, that your solo prehab interventions are appropriate for various age ranges.
Yeah, I mean, we focus right now 45 to 55 plus, right? We deal with a lot of boomers because I think a lot of them have gone through surgery and they don't want to go through part two. They've seen what part one looks like. We got a lot of users and clients that have knee replacements that they say, hey, I wish I'd have never gotten that. And then you have some that say, hey, I got a replacement. It feels okay, but I don't want to do the other side, right? Or I don't want a second one. What can I do, right? And, we are able to provide a lot of different resources from that standpoint.
Nice. And so I know you retired from the NBA due to knee issues, ultimately, that you were having, which you actually referenced earlier. But then you went back for a short stint before leaving again, because you sort of caught the entrepreneurial bug during that first kind of breakaway period. And you developed a med tech device. So tell us about that period and the ultimate transition from the NBA to then becoming the owner of a medical device company, which is a pretty remarkable transition.
Yeah, so the first time I retired, I had already done a lot of work with some of the, I would say, highest ranking doctors of physical therapy in the nation that money could afford. So I learned a lot. And while I was out for 4 years. And not only did I want to come back to prove that I could still play, but I also I understood marketing at that point. I understood that if I came back looking healthy, I could use that moving forward. And I could show everybody that, hey, I actually developed something that helped me. And I'm not just blowing smoke. This is something I was able to do myself. So coming back after 4 years, I don't think there are many people that have done it, especially with a knee issue. And I'm one of the very few. So like I said, I'm able to use that and practice what I preach and not just, spew out words and commands and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, talk about, the ultimate PR for your product, for you to even have the opportunity to, kind of rehab yourself with this invention you came up with, and then go back to the NBA and demonstrate in full glory, how well you were because of it. I mean, an incredible opportunity. So I do know one of your slogans is faith over fear. So what advice would you have for folks working to overcome setbacks? You've had plenty of your own, to achieve their dreams, just from your own personal experience.
Well, I've learned from the business and from whether you're trying to get over something physical, whether that be a joint issue, weight loss, or you're trying to work in your company and get better. It's very simple. Follow the leader. Find someone you can listen to and, get that advice and implement. And that's my thing. I'm really careful on who I follow, because people just say things. You really got to understand and know that that person knows what they're talking about. Research it and make sure that they're successful in what they have done. And then, be a mentee. So find your mentor. It really shortcuts everything.
Yeah, and that was really a great segue into my next question, and it really sort of answers it, but I'll ask, I was going to say, just overarchingly, challenges or obstacles aside, but just more generally speaking, what career skills or business skills or acumen do you feel is needed for success in today's modern marketplace, which is really very different than even it was 10 years ago? So how do you
Right.
succeed with the complexities of today?
You mean with the internet, specifically on the internet, or just?
I mean, pick your complexity, or
Yeah,
just, not, it doesn't even necessarily have to be a complexity, just in today's culture, business environment in general. Is there any particular, nugget of advice you would have?
yeah. I'll stick to, with me, I'm all about sales and marketing. That's my thing. So I would say number one would be copywriting and sales copies specifically, because if you're gonna be a business owner and you're gonna sell a product or service, you better know how to write sales copy, and that's very different from just writing copy or something on a website. It's being able to sell something with the written word, right? So, and that's a skill. So understanding that's something that's never going to go away. I think being able to run traffic, media buying, understanding how to, use the Facebook engines, all these social media engines to drive traffic. I think that's a big one. Website building is another big one. Just communications in general, I think is some of the biggest keys moving forward for people that are trying to, get better and get some better tools in the toolbox. Those will be a few that are well needed moving forward.
And I love it. I love that you made the point about sales communications, because it does not matter what industry you're in. It could be medical, it could be technology, every single industry. At the end of the day, there's a sales component. Everybody has to sell something on some level. So being able to communicate effectively in that specific way with, in that lane is so important. All right. So where can listeners go to learn more about you and Solo Prehab?
Well, on my socials, you can follow me at Jonathan Bender 9. And for Solo Prehab, it's just how it's spelled, at SOLOPREHAB. You can go check us out there on YouTube, Instagram, and whatnot.
Well, you always have such great business insights. I really appreciate you coming on the show and sharing some of those with us today. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Jonathan.
Oh, good. Thanks for having me.
Okay, everyone, don't go away, because on the other side of this short break, we'll be connecting with an inspired luxury home builder. So stay tuned.
Hi, Merilee. Maria Menounos here. Hope you're having a great day. Your friends have said that you're very sharing, and I think that's kind of everything that I love and I do every single day as well. I love sharing information and sharing knowledge. I heard you'd love to wine and dine and travel, so hopefully you're able to do a little bit more of that now that COVID is easing up a bit. And I hear you're very thoughtful as well. You sound like somebody that I would love to be friends with. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Keep punching, as Rocky says. It ain't about how hard you hit, it's about how hard you can get hit, and keep moving forward. And keep up the good work. It sounds like you're on the right path, and I hope you have an incredible day and an incredible life. Bye.
Hey everyone, Donovan McNabb here. Being an NFL quarterback over 13 years, I've learned the value of good health. Lysolin makes it easy to help regulate both blood sugar levels and natural energy. Their once-a-day powder is an easy-to-use, great-tasting supplement to add extra levels of lysine, zinc, and vitamin C to your body. These ingredients work in sync to help support healthy blood sugar and improve insulin function. It's a natural, effective way to support your overall health and wellness. For a limited time, use promo code McNabb10 for 10% off store-wide at lysolin.com.
Over 50 million in prizes paid, more than 4 million pounds lost.
I'm global health and fitness expert Jillian Michaels, and I love Healthy Wager. It's a great way to lose weight by motivating you with big cash prizes. Get paid in real cash up to $10,000. Diets alone don't keep most people motivated, but with Healthy Wager participants, they often lose 30, 50, 100 pounds or more. Healthy Wager is the ultimate solution.
Welcome back to the Savvy Ventures Show with Merilee Kern.
Hello and welcome back to Savvy Ventures, where it's all about gaining fresh knowledge and inspiration to help us live successful and enriched lives. And on that note, up next is a really inspiring businesswoman who's dominating in her industry. Here now with tips to help those of you planning a residential remodel avoid chaos in the process is Julie Laughton, the CEO and owner of Design Build, which is ranked as Coastal Orange County's top luxury custom home builder. Also an inspiring and powerful woman in business. We'll also learn more about her impressive success. Hey, Julie, welcome to the show.
Thank you much, Merilee. I'm so glad to be here.
All right. Anyone who's done any home remodeling knows how challenging and stressful that can be. So what are some of your top line recommendations for that process to best ensure that working towards your dream home doesn't become a nightmare? Are there certain steps to follow?
Yes, I have these 7 simple steps on my website, but the first step is really to find the team. Don't just hire the architect or the designer, hire all of them, the architect, the designer, the contractor, and then all the engineers. So if you're buying a brand new lot, you know what you're up against before you buy it. And then if you have a remodel of a home, investigate everything with all the professionals first. But it's really about the best team and hire professionals. Do not wing it as owner builder. Do not use unlicensed contractors and subs, but hire a professional team. Back yourself up, because homeowners own the house, but they don't know what they're doing.
Well, and there's so many details. I mean, every aspect of a remodel, even those trades that you mentioned, there's like such a deep dive into all of those.
I have a checklist that we use for the project managers under me, and it's like thousands of items long of everything we do from the minute I meet the client, draw the plan, submit to the city, hire the engineers, and then there's another list for when I pull the permit as the contractor and run the job, and every person involved, every labor and every subcontractor has like 20 things under it we got to check and go through. I mean, it's insane. And if you don't have experience doing this, you can't just follow that checklist. You got to know what you're doing, because it's making decisions in the dirt on the spot every single day. It's insane. It's like conducting a big symphony orchestra every single day.
Yeah, and that's actually the perfect metaphor for it. So how do you know when it's the right time to start a remodel? Are there any particular indicators?
I always tell people to look about, every time you entertain over the holidays, January comes and, oh my God, what were your successes? What were your failures? I mean, sometimes people can't even get in the room. You can't function. You can't entertain the people you want. The barbecue's broken. The cabinets are falling off the hinges. All your kids have moved out. You got all this extra space you're not using. So there's all these indicators of how the space isn't flowing or working for you anymore. Plus, literally, things are falling apart and are worn out.
Yeah, I suppose things falling apart is probably a pretty good indicator. All right. So indoor-outdoor living is a huge trend right now, which I personally absolutely love. Can you share some tips on how to bring the outdoors in?
Well, the biggest thing is to put a big bank of windows or doors at the side of your house that faces your outdoor area. So when you automatically open like a big slider and you have that glass from floor to ceiling, I take the same color from the inside floor and put it in stone or porcelain on the outside floor. So it looks like your floor goes on and on and on. And if you have a 400 square foot patio or more, you just increased your living space visually and functionally. And then if you pop a patio cover on there with some can lights and some fans, you have a new living room, outdoor living, and some heaters, then you just expanded it visually and practically.
Yeah, and that visual continuity and flow with that flooring is just hugely impactful, I know. So tell us, what are you working on right now? And do you have a kind of a favorite type of project?
I have a favorite type. I like the trickier, more extreme ones because I like to be challenged. I have an engineering and architecture background, and I like to build things. So I like the one I have now is a set 1973 Chris Abel home, which is a famous architect, which is a wood structure that looks like a soccer ball made with toothpicks. Okay, it's all triangular, wood, triangles. And so we got to restore it before we remodel it. So I'm going to replace 20 structural beams, and I have to dig 9 new caissons to hold it up while I'm replacing the structural beams, because it's on a hill like this, so it's challenging and scary, but it's fun. But we're going to do it right. But my other one is I'm restoring a $30 million home that's been sitting on the water for 20 years with probably not enough maintenance, but I'm going to restore it just like you would restore an old Bentley or an old Rolls Royce. I'm going to restore it so it brings it back to its former glory and just get rid of the damages from the salt air. But my two favorites are vintage homes that have a story, and I can do a theme, and I like themes, I love modern, I love new construction. I can do that all day long. That's easy. But I like the ones that have a theme, and a story.
Yeah, vintage properties just inherently have so much character. And, you mentioned building on a slope and all of that. And, speaking of engineering, and then you have to factor in, you have earthquakes and mudslides and all of these kind of natural considerations. So, again, there's so many just details.
That earthquakes, mudslides, landslides.
Exactly. I mean, it's a lot. And I'm glad you did reference your engineering background, because I do want to talk about you as a businesswoman. How did you get started in the custom home building business, which really traditionally has been pretty male dominated, correct?
Yes. Well, what it is I went to school for architecture, and I tested out a mechanical engineering because I've been doing the drawing since I was 14. I love drawing and designing and seeing things in 3D. So anyway, I got in architecture. And my first summer as an internship, when I was able to do internship, was an architecture firm in New York City. And so I was standing in the dirt with the 5 largest developers on the planet, New York City, and the biggest contractors in the world, making the plans work, making decisions in the dirt. So it was kind of natural that I was in there. And then that led to me doing a lot of projects in New York City commercially. But when I moved to Los Angeles, I eventually moved down to the beach. But when I moved there, I switched to residential. So what the natural thing for me to do, because residential isn't as, let's say, professional as commercial, I became the licensed contractor because I needed it to work seamlessly for my clients. I couldn't stand watching the mess and the unprofessionalism because I was used to professionalism. So I became the contractor, and that's what made me a one-stop shop.
That's amazing. It's a great backstory. And so when all is said and done, you've been in the industry so long. What do you hope to leave behind after your 30 plus years in the business?
I want to leave a legacy that there are no barriers. Women can do this just as well as men. And construction isn't about breaking your back, plumbing and swinging a hammer and slinging drywall, even though you can do that. And I have had girls that do that. But it's about leaving a legacy that construction business is open to everyone, including females. And so I'd like to just, because I've already done it and proved it can be done, but I want to pave that path and show other people how I did it so they are comfortable, because there's a fear of going into the man's world for some reason, like they're going to be rejected, but there is no barriers. You just need to do it. And so I just want to leave a legacy that it's possible because I did it.
Well, and, again, it's an amazing career that you've had, and that's the perfect note to end it on, just, that you want to cultivate that inclusivity. So where can folks go to learn more about Design Build and you connect with you guys online and on social and all of that good stuff?
The easiest way is just to go to my website, julielaughton.com, but my Instagram is julielaughtonDB, which stands for Design Build. And I also have my podcast at julielaughtonliving.com. So if you just Google my name, it's all listed there on my main website, but it's fun.
Well, we shall do so. And it was really great connecting with you today on this show. You're certainly an inspiration for anyone, women and men, looking to succeed in business. So, maybe even against the odds sometimes. So thanks so much for joining us on the show today.
Thanks, Merilee. This is wonderful. And I'll see you soon. Thanks a million.
My pleasure. Okay, everyone, stick around because after this quick break, we're talking travel. So don't go away.
Hey Merilee, it's Brooke Burke. I'm checking in with you. I'm on location. Look at this beautiful destination. I had to share it with you because I know you're all about savvy living and staying fit and living your best life. I love what you're doing for everyone. Your gift ideas are so helpful and your destination recommendations amazing. I thought you'd really, really love this. I'm sending you so much love from the DR. Wish you were here. Let's stay connected and keep doing it. It's great stuff. Bye, Merilee.
I love my kids and I love being a mom, but some days it is hard to keep up with them. When I drink SOS Hydration, I feel like super mom. I love that SOS Hydration has everything I need in one bottle. I'm getting hydration, I'm getting electrolytes, I'm getting vitamins, and I feel great, so I've got a boost of energy.
New Salonpas Lidocaine Flex. Maximum OTC strength. Super thin. Flexible. Contours to the body. So it really, really sticks. Salonpas. It's good medicine.
Welcome back to the Savvy Ventures Show with Merilee Kern.
Hello and welcome back to Savvy Ventures, where we not only chat with celebs, recording artists, power player executives, and other thought leaders, but we also showcase fabulous travel destinations. And as always, I have more great ideas for you. So buckle up and away we go. Far underrated in comparison to its neighbors, Miami and Fort Lauderdale, the city of Hollywood, Florida is a spectacular South Florida destination that holds its own thanks to its array of activities perfectly suited for locals and tourists alike. This includes 7 miles of beautiful beaches, 60 parks, 7 golf courses, a historic downtown, and the famous Broad Walk bursting with eateries and shops offering views of the Atlantic Ocean. Hollywood, Florida is more of a family, laid-back vibe with plenty of fun to be had. This definitely includes the AAA 4-diamond rated Margaritaville Hollywood Beach Resort. This 17-story, 349-room destination resort and entertainment complex offers an authentic, no-worries tropical vibe inspired by the lyrics and lifestyle of singer, songwriter, and best-selling author Jimmy Buffett. It's designed to offer an array of amenities combined with a high degree of hospitality, service, and attention to detail. This oceanfront resort is located just minutes from the Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport and Port Everglades. Situated right on Hollywood's famed Broad Walk, a brick-pavered walkway beloved by joggers, bicyclists, and rollerbladers, this property is the perfect setting for guests to escape the everyday and just chill. Margaritaville Hollywood Beach Resort features and amenities include multiple diverse restaurant concepts, a full-service spa with 11 treatment rooms, a state-of-the-art oceanfront fitness center, an array of shopping outlets, an extensive on-site water recreation area with multiple pools, a flow rider double, 3 live entertainment venues, and fully 30,000 square feet of flexible function space. This property is surely among the reasons why Hollywood Beach is a TripAdvisor Traveler's Choice winner. Review visit options online at margaritavillehollywoodbeachresort.com. A common saying among boat owners and enthusiasts is the 2 happiest days of someone's life is the day they bought the boat and the day they sold the boat. While intended to be humorous, the point of the saying rings all too true for many amid the various costs and complexities associated with boat ownership. One company called Click and Boat, regarded as the Airbnb of the sea, offers a third happiness-inducing option, the ability to charter a private boat or yacht by the day. Click and Boat can give you the life of a yachtsman without the day-to-day expense or responsibilities of boat ownership. Click and Boat offers more than 40,000 vessels from private and professional boat owners worldwide in some of the world's sexiest destinations, from Croatia to the Caribbean, Ibiza to Italy, and plenty of options right here in South Florida and elsewhere in the U.S., from the deep sea to lakes nationwide. Choose from houseboats for lake cruising, electric boats for small waterways and inlets, pontoons or catamarans, sailboats for a vacation, fishing vessels for angling, or a yacht for a more luxurious odyssey. Rent for half, full, or multiple days as you chart your own adventure, inviting friends and family to join you on board if you desire, and even opting for extra luxuries like an onboard chef, captain, or full-service crew to ensure you and your guests are fully catered to. Finding a boat that suits your needs is easy. Simply visit clickandboat.com to select a location, excursion dates, and type of vessel desired. A list of available vessels with images and descriptions will then be at your fingertips with options to contact the owners directly with any questions before you commit. Plus, all of their rentals come with insurance for added peace of mind. So when you are ready to navigate your next holiday, consider a departure from the usual vacation and set sail with a memorable boat adventure. Visit clickandboat.com for more information and to browse available vessels. Well, that was another super informative and inspiring show, and I really, really appreciate that you all listened in. All right, everyone, that's it for this episode of Savvy Ventures. If you missed any part of today's show or just want to listen to any part of it again, just go to savvyventures.tv. You can also connect with me on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at Merilee Kern. Until next time, remember that everything begins with an idea.
Thank you for listening to the Savvy Ventures Show with Merilee Kern, connecting you with noteworthy industry changemakers, movers, shakers, and innovators from around the world. Plus, travel and shopping hot picks and so much more. Follow us on social at Merilee Kern.